topic of Jeannie's divorce came up, and this is what Tamar had to say.
When y'all file for divorce, it's over.
Yeah, because usually guys don't strike
y'all
first.
not emotional like that.
Nah, so whatever it was.
What could it have been?
Right.
There's two reasons why a man leaves his wife or files for divorce. Number one is another woman pushing him to do it, okay? Or number two is two reasons why a man leaves his wife or files for divorce. Number one is another woman pushing him to do it, okay? Or number two is something real foul went down.
I know, kamo. Thank you, right?
Thank you.
Kamo, and I also know N-U-N. That's I love you.
He's a flirt.
That's I love you.
It started with a whisper, the kind of whisper that slowly turns into a storm. At first, nobody really paid attention, just another rumor floating around in celebrity circles. But then, out of nowhere, Tamar Braxton stepped in, and everything changed. What she said didn't just raise eyebrows, it shook the entire conversation, because this wasn't just gossip anymore, this was personal. When Tamar dropped her unexpected comments about Jeannie Mai and her rumored connection with Mario Lopez, fans didn't know what to believe. Was this truth finally coming to light, or was it another layer of drama being added to an already messy situation? But here's the twist. Jeannie didn't stay silent, and her response, let's just say it added even more fire to a situation that was already burning out of control. Because behind the smiles, the TV appearances, and the polished social media posts, something deeper was going on. Something emotional, something complicated. And now the world is watching every move. To really understand how things got this intense, we have to go back, not just to the rumors, but to the relationships, the history, and the tension that's been building for years. Jeannie Mai has always been seen as someone full of energy, positivity, and confidence. From her days on daytime television to her outspoken personality, she built a brand around being open, honest, and unapologetically herself. Fans loved her for that. She didn't pretend to be perfect, she shared her struggles, her growth, and her journey. And then came her relationship with Jeezy. At first, it seemed unexpected. Their backgrounds were different, their lifestyles weren't the same, but somehow it worked, or at least that's what the world believed. They showed love publicly, supported each other's careers, and created what looked like a strong blended life. But sometimes what we see isn't the full story. Behind closed doors, things aren't always as perfect as they appear. Now let's talk about Tamar Braxton. Tamar isn't someone who holds back. She's known for speaking her mind, even when it makes people uncomfortable. And her history with Jeannie? It's complicated. The two once shared the same space on daytime television, but their relationship wasn't exactly smooth. There were moments of tension, disagreements, and subtle shade that fans picked up on over time. So when Tamar speaks on Jeannie, people listen, not just because she's outspoken, but because there's history there. And then there's Mario Lopez, a familiar face in entertainment, charming, professional, and always present in the media world. He's worked alongside Jeannie before, and their chemistry didn't go unnoticed. At first, people brushed it off as friendly energy. After all, co-hosts are supposed to connect, right? But sometimes people start noticing things, the way they interact, the small moments, the little details that don't seem like much at first, but begin to add up. And that's where the rumors began. Now here's where things take a dramatic turn. Tamar Braxton, during a conversation that many didn't expect to go this far, made comments that felt pointed. She didn't directly accuse, but she didn't need to. The way she spoke, the tone she used, it was enough to get people talking. She suggested that there might be more to Jeannie's situation than what the public knows. And just like that, the internet exploded. Fans started connecting dots. Old clips resurfaced. Moments between Jeannie and Mario were analyzed in ways they never had been before. Every glance, every laugh, every interaction, it all became evidence in a story that nobody could fully confirm. But what nobody expected was how quickly this would turn into something bigger, because Jeannie Mai wasn't about to let her name be dragged without saying something. Her response didn't come immediately, but when it did, it was clear she was feeling the pressure. She didn't go into full detail, she didn't address every single rumor, but her message was strong enough to let people know she was not okay with what was being said, and you could feel the frustration, the emotion, the anger. Because imagine waking up and seeing your name tied to something like this, watching people question your character, your loyalty, your entire story. That's not easy. And for Jeannie, it wasn't just about the rumors, it was about the timing. Coming off a very public divorce from Jeezy, emotions were already high. People were already watching her closely. Every move she made was being analyzed. So when Tamar's comments entered the conversation, it didn't just add drama, it changed the narrative. Now, instead of focusing on healing or moving forward, the attention shifted to something else entirely. And that's where things got messy. Because Tamar didn't back down. If anything, she leaned into the conversation even more. She continued to speak in a way that kept the speculation alive, not directly accusing, but not denying anything either. And for fans, that was enough. Some believed she was exposing the truth, others felt she was stirring unnecessary drama. But one thing was clear, this wasn't going away anytime soon. Meanwhile, Mario Lopez stayed relatively quiet. No dramatic statements, no emotional posts, just silence. And sometimes, silence says more than words ever could. It left people wondering, why isn't he saying anything? Is he avoiding the situation, or is there something he doesn't want to address? That silence became part of the story, and the more time passed, the more intense the conversation became. Fans took sides. Some defended Jeannie, saying she was being unfairly targeted during a vulnerable time. Others questioned everything, wondering if Tamar was hinting at something real. And then there were those who just watched, trying to piece together a story that felt incomplete. Because at the end of the day, nobody had full proof. Just words, just reactions, just moments taken out of context and turned into something bigger. But here's the emotional part that people often overlook. Behind every headline, there are real people, real feelings, real consequences. Jeannie isn't just a name trending online, she's a woman navigating a difficult chapter of her life, a chapter filled with change, uncertainty, and now public scrutiny. Tamar isn't just stirring drama, she's someone with her own perspective, her own experiences, and her own reasons for speaking out. And Mario, he's right in the middle of something he hasn't fully addressed, yet still plays a major role in the narrative. This isn't just entertainment, it's a story about perception, about how quickly things can shift, about how one comment can change everything. And as the dust continues to settle, people are left with questions, unanswered questions, questions that may never fully be explained. But maybe that's what keeps everyone watching, because sometimes it's not about finding the truth, it's about trying to understand the story. And this story is far from over. If anything, it's just getting started.